would you just take 1 or 2 flowers and your pencil and just make a close observational study, a bit like Yvonne did, but blow it up in this first rectangle so we can all have a look at each other's work and just consider what we've been talking about. I'm looking down on this little flower. I can see the sort of little bit that joins onto the green stem, which is that one there. Okay, so that's just one little flower. Now what I'm saying is that when you're looking down on it, you see this petal here, you just see the top of it, you don't see a whole petal. The side one that comes out is sort of, you see a little bit more of it, and this other one, which is actually turning over like this, again, you don't see the complete petal. These at the back, these 2 at the back, you see a bit more of them. I'm going to do another one, so hopefully it'll help you. So you get the little sort of green stemmy bit that comes from the branch coming down. And then what I see with mine is something, I see the top of a petal, which is sort of heart-shaped. I see another petal coming out from underneath it, like so. A petal at the side, which I only see a little bit of the side view of, and another one on the other side, which I also see side view of. Okay, and then I can just about see the little stamens with their little things at the end coming out from the center of the flower. Now, unless I turn a blossom, so I'm looking down onto it, and perhaps I'll do one of those now so you can see one. If I'm looking down onto one that's actually open, then I will see that there are, on my particular blossom, and Chris's as well, because she's got the same type, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Is that right, Chris?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so if I'm drawing one that's got 5, I might start by drawing that. It looks like a little star in the center. So I might start with the star in the center. I'm going to enlarge this a bit. Right, so there's 5 of those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then each petal grows out from those little star-shaped inner petals, and you get the big pink outer petal. So you get one there, another one coming up here, another one here, another one going down like that, and another one sort of curling over like that. And then they're not particularly regular. Then you get this sort of, you can see the little stamen, the top of the little stamens right in the center. What you want to try and do is, when you're actually creating, you know, a group of blossoms, is to consider the different ways that the blossom head sits. I mean, I've got another one to the side of it, which I'll try and draw down here, push the board up a bit. I've got one coming out from the side, from behind, so I can see a bit of the little stemmy bit. I can see this, I don't know what you call these, but anyway, this is a little bulby bit. And then the petals, actually there's the V-shaped thing that comes round the back. And then the petals growing from there. And they're not very long when you see them from the side. The side ones are, but the majority of them, they're shorter. So this one here, I'm actually seeing, this is the little dark bit that goes at the back of the butt of the thing. These are, in my flowers, these are quite dark. And then it goes into the little stem. You might see one or two little things poking out very carefully. Okay. Just let's do a, if you can do one rectangle just with a few pencil studies in it, so you get some understanding of how these work, how they grow, and what they look like, and how to draw them, because they're not all the same. And your mind might say, okay, that's got 5 petals, so I'll draw them all the same, but they're not. Each one is slightly different because of the way it's positioned on the actual branch itself and the way it's growing. So some turn sideways, some turn up, some turn up, some turn down. There's huge variety, is what I'm trying to get at. Now, I haven't probably answered your question, Yvonne, about where to use a sort of slightly heavier pencil line, because I'm drawing on watercolor paper and it's not quite the same as drawing on a cartridge.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I'm actually keeping the lines all fairly similar at the moment, and I wanted to also, show people how you get, the things.
There is a thing, if you look at your top one, where the heavier line. No, just leave it still. It's not the top one. Yes, but the petal that's on the left, the kind of the movement and the dynamic of it and the floatiness of it has been delightfully emphasized by the heavier line that you've used, just to sort of stroke around the edge of it. So sometimes, you use the heavier line to emphasize movement, or that it's in front rather than behind, or that it's got something special about it. I mean, I think Yvonne's question is really interesting. Why would you use a heavier line? And
yes,
that one shows really nicely different reasons.
Yeah.
In the middle top petal, there's a slightly heavier line there, which is emphasizing the fact that that edge is in front of the sepals or whatever they are. And
Yes.
then the bottom left one, the one that's at about 7 o'clock, it's not terribly interesting, but it's got to be there. So there's a thinner line just to make sure that that gap is filled, but you're not emphasizing anything with it.
Yeah.
And the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the 9 o'clock petal, which has got the heavier line, brings it forward. There, exactly, brings it forward. So it sort of makes the overall oval of the thing much more clear, because the 3 top petals have got heavier lines, and that's because that bit of the oval is in front of, is nearer us than the 2 at the back.
Yeah, that's very helpful, Prue.
So that's lots of reasons why you might vary the thin or thickness of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is, of course, when we come to paint, there's quite a lot to be learnt from painting these flowers and doing studies like I've just done here. So I'm going to show you, first of all, a flower where I paint in where there's a pencil line, and then a flower where I paint and there is no pencil line, and why I would advocate you're doing this first so that you understand it, and the understanding then will go into how you create it with your paintbrush. Is that all right with everybody?
No, I didn't understand that.
No, what I'm saying, Chris, is that you can draw a pencil line first, and it might be that you think you just couldn't do it directly with your paintbrush.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you what the difference between painting or drawing an outline like this and then putting paint in it, and then drawing or painting a flower without using a pencil outline. I'm going to show you both and show you why I prefer not to use a pencil line for flowers. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, you know, for me, it's probably easier because I have got a lot of experience of painting. And so I understand the difference and I'm fairly confident. If you feel absolutely terrified of painting without using a pencil line, then please use a pencil line, but really, really try and make it pale. So first of all, I'm going to do another flower up here in the top, and I'm going to use this particular one that I do up here to put some paint into. So I'm just going to draw one more flower from this little sort of bunch of things that I can see here. With it has another little stalk that goes up, and then it has the funny little tubey thing down the bottom, and then it has the little triangle, and those are the dark bits that the star that we started off with. And then this one, I can see one little petal, another petal, and another big petal, and then a little bit of another petal. Okay, can you see that flower now? The one that I've just drawn is that one there right next to the tape. Okay, so I have actually got some color mix, and I would just say, when you do this, when you make a mixture, I started off with a wash that had lots of water in it. So I'll just show you this one. So excuse my ghastly palette. But this is the one that I'm going to use, and I may add some more water into it. And I've made it with the alizarin crimson and a tiny, tiny bit of ultramarine blue. You can do it just with alizarin crimson, and you can do it with alizarin crimson with a little bit of vermilion red in to get your pink. So first of all, mix up a nice pool full of pink wash if you're painting pink. Now, when everybody's got their pink wash mixed up, or their wash for their blossom, well, they put their hand up so Lucy can tell me everybody's got their wash mixed, and we'll practice just filling in the pencil line with the pink wash. Okay,
Are you making it with, did you put white in this colour as well?
no white ever with watercolour.
Well, how can you make it pink then?
You have to put lots of water with the alizarin crimson. So you make a very, very pale mixture of alizarin crimson. If you only use alizarin crimson, that's fine. Try it out on a piece of paper somewhere so you can see what the colour looks like before you do it on your actual watercolour paper. Or have a strip of rough watercolour paper that you can use. I've got a strip here, and the colour I've mixed is like that.